Living with autoimmune diseases can be extremely difficult, and you and I both know that it is because I used to be very sick too. But the truth is that it doesn't have to be as difficult as it is. In this video, I'm going to share with you the more common challenges the different people with different autoimmune diseases all experience. I'm sharing here the ones that if you end up not addressing are actually the ones that create the space, the physical space within the body for the disease to progress. So you want to know what they are because yes, you, the way you live, the way you think, the things you do or don't do actually play a part in how healthy or more sick you become. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you also how to overcome those struggles, what you can start doing right away. So those things that are feeling the most challenging for you on probably a daily basis will start reducing until they hopefully fade away. I know because I used to be so sick since I was 18 years old. For 10 years, I had chronic digestive issues, many skin issues. And then eventually, 10 years after everything began, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, lost my vision. My body was mostly numb, in a lot of pain, chronic inflammation, chronic fatigue, brain fog, swelling, so many more symptoms. And I ended up reversing it all. And I've been living for years now, symptoms-free, flare-ups free. And that's exactly what I'm teaching. So the stuff I'll be sharing today, so crucial, no matter which autoimmune disease you've been diagnosed with. In the past few years, that's exactly what I've been doing, helping people reverse autoimmune diseases. So grab a pen and paper, let's dive in. I'm going to start with maybe the most important one here, the one that makes the biggest impact. And that's what I like to call the stress symptom cycle. First of all, if you didn't know, stress plays a huge role in the way that you're feeling, in whether symptoms are showing up or not, in the level of inflammation in your body, which is directly related to autoimmune diseases, and really to many more diseases beyond autoimmune. Stress should be something you consciously, constantly working to reduce. Now, here's the thing. People that are being diagnosed or living with chronic symptoms and want to start healing, understand that they have some power at least, even if you don't realize that you can fully heal it, if you don't believe that, but you think that by making some lifestyle changes, you can maybe start feeling better, reduce the symptoms. A lot of people start making changes, right? Picking up a new diet. Some people change workplace because they realize that it creates so much stress and it doesn't allow them to heal. Maybe meditation, breathing practices, going out more to nature, all those things that we know can help the body start healing. The thing is that a lot of people are approaching it as a whole new to-do list that now we need to have happen every day, that we kind of give the power of our health and freedom to that list. So it creates pressure that I need to make sure that I do the right thing every day based on this new list that I've created for myself, or else I'm not going to feel well. Or else I'm going to have such chronic symptoms. And then the mind predicts the tough, difficult future that's going to show up if I feel so bad. So it creates a lot of stress. So the desire to heal, when we create the to-do list, creates stress. What does stress do to your body? It weakens your immune system. It activates the sympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that is designed to be activated to handle stressors. What doesn't happen when the sympathetic nervous system is being activated is all the processes that need to happen in your body in order to start healing, in order to take care of you. A lot of you are suffering with brain fog. Another thing that happens when we are experiencing stress, whether within or without, if there's stressors outside or the stuff that I just talked about created by your thoughts, the blood circulation changes in the body. And so that has a big impact on brain fog, on anxiety, a lot of other symptoms. And so what happens? You're doing your best to heal. You're following this to-do list. All the stuff that you learn from coaches or healers or social media or Google, you created the best list you can. Now, because you're so stressed, new symptoms show up. And now what do the symptoms do? Now you're starting to doubt that you can heal. There's more fear of the future because you feel like you're doing your best. Yet, new symptoms showed up, or they showed up again, or they worsened, whatever it is for each of you. And that leads to more stress. And this cycle, stress, symptoms, stress, symptoms, just keeps going and going and going until you learn, really teach your body how to reduce the level of stress, work on the mind, and teach it to send different signals to the body. In a minute, I'm going to talk more. I'm going to give the solutions. But please hear me. If you don't address this, your body is never going to operate in the state that you get to bring it to for you to start focusing on healing. Because here is the thing. The human body was designed to heal itself. There are different systems in the body. Each system has a job. Each cell in your body has a job, one job. If we bring the body back to its original state of doing what it was designed to do, it can heal itself. It can repair damage that happened as a result of the condition that you're living with. But unless you bring it into that state and allow it to peacefully do what it's supposed to do, it's not going to happen. And unless you address this level of stress, it's not going to get better. For most of you, it's probably gonna get worse because stress just simply weakens your body, creates more confusion, and when the jobs in the body are not being done correctly, it's impacting our health. Okay, let's talk about the second one. Fluctuating symptoms. Yes, each autoimmune disease can have different symptoms. Many of them are also the same for everyone, like fatigue and brain fog are very common. High inflammation is with all of them. Swelling, pain. But here is the challenge. They just surprise us. They show up surprisingly out of nowhere. One day I can feel okay. The following day, you can wake up feeling so tired even though you had 9 hours to sleep. You can go all day feeling great, going to work, picking up your kids, hanging out with your friends, and all of a sudden, you're completely disconnected and you feel like you don't know where you are. Brain fog showed up and now your whole day is changing. There's uncertainty. It's hard to plan life. It's hard to live life like that. It's hard to not be the one choosing, planning, the one in charge of what you do and don't do, where you go and don't go, and when. That is such a big challenge. Almost every client I work with, every person I support tells me I'm not the one in charge of my life and it drives me crazy. It makes me insecure. I lost trust in my body and I get all of it. And it is hard. And I remember how it felt for me too. And then number 3, feeling alone. Here is the thing. When you stop feeling like yourself, you feel like you don't know yourself anymore. It's not that pleasant anymore to meet other people, to hang out with people, because you don't know what you're going to bring that day, how you're going to feel that day. You feel like you're not understanding yourself. So how can somebody else understand you? For those of you who are actually working on healing your body, you're actively making choices every day to improve who you're being, to improve your life experience, to make sure that what you put in your body is aligned with healing. Many of you stop hanging out with people that their way of hanging out is drinking beer, going to bars, eating pizza or a burger because you realize that it's not good for you. And that's challenging because nobody wants to lose friends, but then at the same time, I don't want to lose my health. And that's more important. And the fact that those symptoms are mostly invisible, people don't get you. You can share, you can say, you can explain, but nobody can understand what does brain fog feel like. Nobody can understand how can you sleep for 10 hours and wake up having no energy and need naps. Nobody that didn't go through it can understand why you cannot lift your child because your whole body is hurting, yet there's no marks, oftentimes no swelling or anything. And people start looking at you differently and you know it. So it makes you uncomfortable. And all of a sudden we notice people start creating more and more space and isolating, less hanging out, less making plans. In many ways, less being the person that you've used to being your whole life. So concluding all of this, unless you become the one in charge, unless you teach your body how to heal, autoimmune diseases can and do take over our lives. And the thing is that it gets worse over time. So even if it's not really bad right now and you're watching this, my invitation for you is to follow what I'm about to explain right now, how to start healing it, because you're worth it and you deserve it. You get to live a good life. Those struggles don't have to be what guides you and your life and your choices and your feelings every day. So 3 tips that can change everything for you. First of all, have a strategy. Have a strategy that the goal of the strategy is help the body heal on a cellular level. The easiest thing is what you consume. Let's start with that. When it comes to food, remove anything that can be inflammatory. Anything that can be inflammatory, stop eating it. Yes, it's a big change, but give yourself a minute. You're going to be so much happier once symptoms start reducing. And then start consuming food that is actually helping the body heal. Cruciferous vegetables, by the way, are amazing, the most powerful healing items. And if you can eat them raw, even better. They are super, super, super powerful when it comes to healing the body. Increase water intake. Now, stress reduction practices. What you want to do is start activating the parasympathetic nervous system. There's a lot of stress going on with living like this, as we just talked about. It's in your hands to reduce it. You can do different meditations, any mindfulness practices, intentional breathing. Find ways to slow down your mind and slow down your body. Connecting with nature, by the way, literally being in touch with nature, with the ground, barefoot, helps in reducing inflammation. And very, very important, structure your sleep. Try to go to sleep every night at the same time. And give yourself at least, at the minimum, 7 hours. At night, the body heals the most. If we don't give it enough sleep for whatever reason, then all the healing efforts we work towards are actually being blocked. So a strategy, something that's clear for you, that you can wake up every day and just know what you're doing and do it with ease. Because it's not just about what I'm doing. Like I said at the beginning, it's not about having a to-do list, but it's about bringing ease into the space and doing it in a way that doesn't increase stress. And if you're not sure how to do it, but you know that you want to, you can join the Mind to Body method, where we work to reverse symptoms in under 3 months, and you'll have a complete plan you can just follow on your own. Okay, number 2, to reduce stress, I highly, highly recommend to go online and find stories of people that were diagnosed with the same condition you did and reversed it and fully healed, did it naturally, living a full life symptom-free, and completely turned their health around. You get to familiarize yourself, because what happens is, you feel not good, you go to the doctor, they say words like, this is not curable, it's gonna last forever, you just need to learn to live like this, and then you start losing yourself and losing life the way you used to know it. Familiarize yourself with those stories. Even hearing about one person that made it happen can change everything within you, remove the fear of the future, automatically reduce the stress, and immediately there can be an impact on your body, on your health. I've seen myself so many stories of people with autoimmune conditions that reverse chronic symptoms, even ones they lived with for decades, a few decades, they reverse them in a few weeks. Your body is powerful. Your body is brilliant and capable. It's missing something. There are clearly some blocks right now that's not allowing it to work the way it should be, but you must not believe there is no way out, because that will be what blocks you. I know people that reverse rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, lupus, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. I can keep going. Some in weeks, some in months, to some it took longer. But the time doesn't matter, because only the result matters. You freeing your body. Okay, another tool. You were not born to live alone, to be isolated, to be closed in a house and not see your friends and not go out. Yes, the symptoms are stopping you right now, but there are ways to not feel like you're losing everything. Human beings, we're social beings. We were not meant to be alone. Autoimmune conditions already show up oftentimes with depression and anxiety. The physical symptoms plus depression or anxiety often just makes you want to close the door, not open it, and not even sometimes see a daylight. I know, I've been there. There's something that I see that all the time works really well is communicating with your close people where you are, what it creates. Showing them these kind of videos can help, and explaining to them your plan. Share with them what you find. Share with them the success stories that you learned about. Share with them the strategy that you're going to follow, your daily plan, your healing plan. Share with them your fears. Share with them your challenges. Share with them your desires, your goals, your dreams. And then besides sharing, what you can do is inviting them in. And that can look differently for each one of you. Maybe you can create, if it's a good friend of yours or a partner or a family member, you can create a little game where you check in on each other every day. Maybe you support them in reaching one goal that they have, and they support you in staying accountable to your daily plan. Maybe you can make an agreement how you talk about the positive things, and they pump you up once a day or once a week and get you motivated again. Or you're doing that. You're sharing with them what you're working on and getting confident and elevating your frequency before you're approaching every day or every week your strategy or healing strategy. It feels very lonely right now, I know. But communication And strategizing the communication to support you as a way out is often a huge tool. Every time I work on that with my clients, we're noticing fast changes. Dive into making these changes right away. I do promise that if you do, you will notice a difference. Remember, your healing is in your hands. And if you want a step-by-step strategy, if you want to hear how it works, how we reverse symptoms in under 3 months, click the link right now on the screen and learn the method that helps people reverse symptoms in under 3 months. You've got this.